Welcome back, video creeps. Season 3 of Chucky just wrapped up, and so I have to say something about it, but I can't say it all so quick. I don't just want to sit in a chair. So I've been working on a retrospective of Season 3 for you guys, where we'll really take a deep dive at everything that this season had to offer and what my thoughts were. That said, with Chucky being on the mind, I thought it might be fun to rank every single notable character in the Child's Play Chucky universe. Now, a couple rules. It is very important to know that I will not be doing every single character that is canon within the universe. And characters that we just know of that we've never seen will not be on this list, so no Vivian Van Pelt or Andy's dad. And just because someone got screen time at some point doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to make it onto this list. I really did try and keep it as the most notable people, even if some people on this list do have way smaller roles than others. So Kyle's friends from part 2 or super random background characters will not make it on here. And this also is gonna go for cameos. Even though we do spend an amount of time with these people, it doesn't feel like they're characters enough for us to really put them on this list. So unfortunately, no Gina Gouchon or Meg Tilly for this list. And be warned that there will be spoilers in this, so just keep an ear out for that. So if you're not all the way up to date with the current season, maybe watch that and come back, or if you don't give a shit, let's get into it. Up first, we got Alice. Alice, I liked. I thought she was a cool kid. Of the kids, which you're gonna see on this tier list, I don't tend to love them, but Alice was cool. I had big hopes for her. You know what? I was gonna put her in B tier. I'm putting her in the. You know what? No. She's a B. She's a B. All right. You're a B. You're B, Alice. All right, now we got Amanda Mixter. Amanda was a cool villain. I was surprised by her. I was surprised for her. I think she can go right here in the B tier here. Coming up next, we got Angela here. Angela, she's a C tier. You know, she was cool. She had some yucks. I do like her conversation with Chucky on the phone. That is fun, but I don't. She's not. She ain't up here. I feel similarly about Annie. Annie did not, she didn't do too much for me. She's not quite D tier material, so we're gonna go ahead and put her right in C. All right, Nurse Ashley honestly did fucking nothing for me. But then that's hard because like she was having a rough first day, right? Like that's what was going on with her. And I believe she like quits once the shenanigans go down, so she does have integrity that might bring her up to C, but honestly just not memorable enough for me to care. So she's our first D tier. Next we got Nika's sister Barb. Barb was a total bitch. Did not love her character. Even her being a villain didn't feel super villain is a strong word in this universe. I think she's gonna go D tier, honestly. I just don't care for Barb. Botnik, super entertaining, super memorable. You know, I'm gonna put him up in A tier. He's a fun one, and he has a fun kill. Adult Andy Barkley, obviously S tier. He's a badass. We love him. I'm glad he's back to the franchise. Really cool to have followed Andy throughout his life, for the exception of 3 here. And anytime we got an Andy episode, it's always really exciting. We got Bree Wheeler. Bree Wheeler, she was okay. Another just kind of background. I didn't care if she lived or died, but I was very intrigued by what her secret was. I thought she was a cheater. So, you know, I'm feeling a strong C. Rachel goes right in the D because she did not want Andy's D, and that's gonna deduct her points. I thought Sheldon was a great bully. It feels like we always kind of have a bully around Andy and every little installment. When he was younger, we had that kid who's not on this list, but if he was, he'd be fucking D tier, the one that pushes him. But I thought he was a really compelling little like bad guy here for the humans. Misunderstood for sure. I like him more than I think. I'm gonna go ahead and put him in A tier. Sheldon is interesting. Glenn is A tier all day. Very sad that we won't see this human form for Glenn again. I guess unless they continue to explore like the ghost stuff that's been going on. But yeah, it's sad that we won't get this actor back, because I thought they did a great job as portraying both Glenn and Glenda. Carlos is cool beans. Like he came through, he helped Nika. He said he wasn't gonna be a friend, but he kind of was. I'm glad that they got rid of that deleted scene where he's like, I think he's like selling information on Nika or something like that. Really, I think that really would have changed his character, and the fact that I wasn't in there, that gives him a nice solid B tier for me. Caroline, I have a lot of confusing feelings about. Really conflicted on her character right now. I'm gonna put her in the B tier. No, it doesn't feel right. I'm putting her in C tier. I really am, because there's been 3 seasons and she's only been going down. Every season for me. No, I go into her a lot more on my retrospective, because I have, again, some strong feelings surrounding this character. But Don Mancini did say that he has big plans for Caroline in season 4, provided we get that. So let's see what happens. Up next, we got Charlotte. Charlotte's cool. I did not hate her this season. She wasn't my favorite or anything, but I'm feeling a strong B. B tier for you, girl. Let's not kid ourselves. Chriswell, he's a fucking jerk. He's gonna go right in the D. Even though he is funny and memorable, that's a D tier if I ever saw one. Next, we got Claire from Cult of Chucky. I liked Claire. I didn't love her. She's not fucking legend status or anything, but Claire was fun. I think I'm gonna put her in the... Does A feel right? No, A doesn't feel right. We'll let you hang out in B. B is pretty cool. Up next, we have our first Charles Lee Ray here. And we have little Charles Lee Ray, like just a little kid. He's probably my least favorite of them. So we are going to put him in C tier. Or you know what? Even that doesn't feel right. Let's move him down to fucking D tier. Because I don't think we needed to see Chucky so young being a killer. Like, it's cool that he was and stuff, but I think if they started with him at his teen years figuring it out, I think that also just would have been fine. So another Charles Lee Ray. This is Nika's Charles Lee Ray. I had the choice of doing Brad Dourif Charles Lee Ray or Nika, and I decided, because we spend more time with Nika at this time period, that we would go for her. And I love this version of Charles Lee Ray. He's not my absolute top favorite, but pretty great. So that's A tier right there. Colonel Cochran, it's nice that he tried to give Andy a break, but yeah, I didn't really give a shit about this character. I know behind the scenes he wasn't even the intended actor that they wanted for that scene. So yeah, I think that shows. De Silva, say no more. That's gonna be an A tier for me. I really hope that we get a return of this character, and I want to see the drama between her and Andy as adults. What happened? Let us know. Plus, there were images of her on set and stuff, so it seems like they're all still cool. Devin, I gotta go B tier again. I get more into how I feel about his character and his development in my retrospective of season 3. So if you're looking forward to that, make sure you put the bell on. But of the core 3, he's gonna be sitting right at B, right in the B tier. I do want to see more, so we'll see what happens. Dr. Rosen, A tier, hilarious, loved him this season. I thought he was so funny. I thought he brought so much. Definitely an A tier guy for me. Holy Gary Batman, it's a fucking D. This kid was so annoying. I hated it. I got pretty over it. I didn't want Jake to give a fuck. It just really not loving that kid. Father Frank, that's gonna be a D. I did not care for that character. Not memorable at all. I feel like a lot of these other characters, I see them and they just feel so specific to this world. I thought Father Frank was incredibly replaceable. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. Erica Dorset, C tier. C tier. Yeah. I didn't absolutely despise her. I didn't, So we're gonna put her right there. Father Bryce, he's A tier for sure. Love him. I thought he was one of the best Devon Sawas, or characters that he portrays. I thought it was great. Big fan of Father Bryce. Damian Fitzwater, where do we want to put you? I'm feeling a strong A, honestly. Pretty interesting. But he was a poser. So that's going to bring you down some. I'm going to bring it down over here. Yeah. That feels right. B tier for Damien. But he's so iconic. No, B tier. I'm locking that in. Eddie Caputo. Eddie Caputo is a C tier. I decided not to do his younger self because we didn't spend a lot of time with him for me to feel appropriate to rank him. He seemed like a sweet kid, but Eddie, he's ancient history, you know? Nobody remembers him. Nobody cares. Ooh, Glenda up next. You know what? Honestly, I like Glenda a little bit more than I like Glenn. So I think I'm going to go ahead and switch you and bring you up. Yeah, that feels right. Even though I love them the same, I do, if I had to pick one or the other, I do find Glenda more compelling than I do Glenn. Though I love them both. Mrs. Fairchild, that is an A tier. A tier, always having the kids' backs. She's great. Very sad to see this one go. David is the homie. He's another one. He's A tier all day. Just had Jesse and Jade's back in the best way. Great character. Never did anything wrong. Like, just the voice of reason. We love David. David is an A tier. Diana and Russ. They are entertaining. I'm inclined to put them here in the D tier, but honestly, there was a level of entertainment to them, and then plus we have that iconic mirror scene, so I can't not put them in the C tier. Dr. Foley is a piece of shit. So bad. But he was a great little villain with his SA, with fucking Nika and shit. Like, really, really rough stuff there. But that made him very intriguing and very, like, you know, I think this is the best character that this actor has ever played. So let's go ahead and put him in the B tier. Dr. Death, A tier all day. He's the first person that wanted to try and stop Chucky. He got in his face. We lost him too soon, but I think he would have been an amazingly interesting character. You sit right in the S tier, you king. Oh, poor Fulvia. Fulvia, I gotta put her in the C tier only because we spent so little time with her. And she deserved better, but sorry, girl. That's you right there. Dr. Lawrence, what a cock. C tier. And he's only getting C over D because I liked his death scene. Alright, so Jennifer Tilly in Seed of Chucky. She was pretty good. She rolled with the punches on that one. There was a lot of jokes at her expense, right? So I feel like at least B tier is respectable. All right, we have Doll Glenn. Doll Glenn, I rather enjoy, but I gotta be honest with myself. That's a B tier right there. Grace Poole, we love Grace Poole. She's an A tier in my book. Up next, we got Grant from the current season. I'm feeling a strong B, which is sad. We should not see Grant and Devin together. We've had a lot more time with Devin, but again, gonna get into that in the retrospective. Jack Santos is a fucking dumb dick. We're throwing him in the C tier. Gretchen, the reporter from this season, pretty annoying, honestly. Gonna go ahead and put her in the D tier, which is amazing timing because now we have Henry, who I also just did not love. You are going in the D tier. I would put him in F tier if I could. What an annoying character. In fact, you know what? Because of how annoying these two characters are right here, I'm bumping up young Chucky. The young Chucky does not bug me as much as these two little assholes. Up next, we got Hicks. Hicks is a hero. You know, let's put him right beside Grant. That's right where you guys belong. Ian, I liked Ian a lot when I first watched Curse of Chucky. I really felt for him. But as the years have passed by, I do see where he's a bit unmotivated. And not the greatest character, so we are going to put him in the C tier. This will shock no one. Jade is one of the most boring leads in this entire franchise. I please recast her or something, but not a big fan of Jade there. And neither is anyone else. Not just in this franchise, like other movie sets and shit. She really has a reputation, that one. But we can't judge her for that here, so because of how lackluster her character is, we're gonna go ahead and put her in the last tier there. Jake Wheeler. Jake is my boy, and honestly, I want to put him here, like right in the A tier, But he's grown on me quite a bit. I think I'm putting Jake up with the big boys. Ooh, Jill. Jill is a little homewrecker, but I do like that she is the voice of reason. It does seem like she's just kind of going through things, so I'm gonna go ahead and give her a B tier. Because if Ian's here, yeah, then she would be just a click above Ian. And if Barb's down here, that just makes sense to me. Young Andy Barkley. I love Andy Barkley. I remember watching these movies as a kid and being like, he's so brave. I can't do him dirty. He's not super high because we all know the acting, but he's a B tier at best. At the very least, he's B tier. So you sit right there with Alice. I want to put you before Alice. Can I do that? Perfect. I'm not putting these in any particular order once they're in their little tiers. But even so, putting Alice before Andy just feels wrong. Ooh, up next we got Joanne. Honestly, Joanne could have been A tier. I loved how tender she was. I thought she was a really sweet character. I liked the way that she took care of Andy. But the way that she turned on a dime on him, that brought her down. She's a B tier now. But you could have been A tier, girl. Could have been A tier. All right, up next we got James Collins of the new season, the president himself. Honestly, kind of a whack character, if I'm being honest. He was like cheating and like fucking I don't know. I just didn't love this guy. We're gonna go ahead and put him in the D tier. Honestly. Not a great character, that one. Junior Wheeler. I feel for Junior, man. So much could have happened with this kid. He's definitely a B tier guy. We like him, but there was a lot going on for him. His girl left him. His entire family died. There's a walking, talking doll that kills people and shit. Like that's a lot. Karen, let's not kid ourselves. We all know she's A tier. She's that original A team. She was a great protector of her child, and we miss her. It's sad that she retired. Hopefully, maybe something can happen. Something real small. You never know with these people. All right, we all know Mrs. Kettlewell is a bitch. Maybe some of you guys would put her right in the D tier right away, but I'm actually gonna start at C tier, and then kind of think about it. I thought that she was a really entertaining character and actor. I'm actually bumping her up all the way to the B tier. Again, not because I think she was awesome in like to Andy or to anyone, but she provided some really good entertainment. And even if people are bad guys or if they've done bad things, that is not going to stop us from ranking people where I think they should go. And Mrs. Kettlewell was so vile and she embodied the nasty teacher. I was thoroughly entertained by her and still hate her. Looking at her face, it makes me mad. Up next, we got Detective Kim Evans. She's another mama bear. We love that. She's B tier. Young Tiffany Valentine. I don't hate young Tiffany Valentine. I really don't. The dub is unfortunate, but I think she's fun. I think she's just fine. I certainly don't think she's better than any of the other Tiffany's that we got. But at the end of the day, the worst Tiffany is still a great Tiffany. So why don't we go ahead and we put her in the C tier. All right, we got the last of the kids here, or our little core three. Lexi up next. Lexi, I like her right between Devin and Jake, right like she is on the show. So only makes sense to put her in the A tier. Young Kyle. Young Kyle's a little badass. We do love young Kyle. She's legendary. Is she more legendary than older Kyle? Maybe not. So for that, we're throwing her right up top in the S tier. All right, up next we got Logan Wheeler. Oh no, this is Lucas Wheeler. Sorry about that. Jake's dad. Jake's dad is an interesting character with his alcoholism and the story with his wife. He's complex. I feel like I want to put him in C tier, but let's give him a little more credit than that. Let's give him a B tier. Oh, Gigi. We love Gigi. We're going to put Gigi right in S tier. We want her to come back. What a great little character. Love the Glens finding themselves. Let's hope for their return. Okay, we got teenage Charles Lee Ray. Actually, I really like this kid. I could have spent more time with this kid. We're going to put him in B tier. And it looks like up next we got Logan Wheeler, Junior's father. Where would we put Junior's father? I think I liked Junior's father just a little less than we liked Jake's. So why don't we put him in the C tier? We are moving right along here. Madeline. Madeline is a character that was very background for me. I only learned recently my partner really fucking loves this character for some reason. So she kind of made a good case for her. So I would put her in the C tier, but out of respect for her, we are going to put her in the B tier. All right, so Mattson, I love this character. He is one of my personal favorite characters in the entire franchise. Others might not feel the same, and I would understand why. But his opening dialogue when he's trying to fucking talk to his girl is so hilarious to me. He's a legend to me, so I gotta put this guy up in A tier. I love him. I love him. Older Kyle. Older Kyle is right. Let's put her right under younger Kyle. Still amazing, still fantastic, still want to see a whole lot out of her. I love her tenderness. I love like her love for her character now, but still every bit as badass as when they were younger. You know what? In fact, looking at this, it doesn't feel right. I'm actually going to give older the legendary status, and I'm actually going to bring down younger Kyle. That wisdom honor, we love to see it. So hopefully we get more Andy and Kyle in the next season, or the movie, because that's coming too, right? Aunt Maggie. Aunt Maggie deserves all the respect. She should be an S tier, and she will be. It's my tier list. I can do that. She's the first official kill of the entire franchise. I think she's legend enough, even if her likeness didn't quite make it onto the poster. Milani, D fucking tier. Like what a boring character. Truly wasted. Mike Norris is the homie. I never loved him like that. So I feel like I'm feeling a strong C. Doll Glenda, we love Doll Glenda. I'm throwing you in the A tier. Love it. She's a real lady killer. Sullivan, interesting character, but definitely a C tier. Feels wrong putting him anywhere else. And for that matter, we're going to go ahead and put Multiple Malcolm in there with him. Now, Michelle, this is Lexi's mom. I kind of want to put her in C tier as well, but she was a pretty interesting character as well, kind of wrapped up in her own shit. I think she's interesting enough for a B tier. Oh, sweet Nadine. You already know Nadine's going to be S tier. Fantastic. We're doubling up with the Child's Play 3. I used to love Whitehurst. I thought Whitehurst was a great character. I love that he sacrificed himself. But after a while, I really started to fucking hate Whitehurst. So much about him. I feel like I can make a whole video talking about how Whitehurst is a piece of shit, and the fact that he jumped on the grenade really shouldn't dismiss all of his shitty former behavior. So what would have once been an A or B tier for me is a strong C. Fuck you, Whitehurst. And why don't you take your friend with you, Mr. Andy in part 3. That's not Alex Vincent. All right, up next we got Spencer Rhodes. Spencer's just trying to be a good dad, you know? He's trying to do what he gotta do. And, at least Lexi had one good parent. And for that, why don't we go ahead and put you in the, boom, right in the B tier with your wife. Needle Nose. Needle Nose is an interesting character. He's all right. He's another one of those, like, he's a bad guy. We're not supposed to like him, but he's so perfectly unlikable that it makes me enjoy his character. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him in the B tier. Call me crazy, and I enjoyed watching Needle Nose. Tyler. You know what? I never enjoyed Tyler. I was never crazy about his character just because he's so defiant for most of the film, and I hate like hey kid, I'm trying to tell you something very important. The kid being like, eat my shorts. I don't like that shit. But he's pretty important. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll give him a little B tier. we're surprising ourselves too, because I feel like naturally you know what, I am going to put him in the C tier, sorry. Old Chucky is S tier. I loved this version of Chucky. I love how wise he was. I love seeing him impart his wisdom onto a former version of himself. Thought that was awesome. Love old Chucky. Jesse, he is A tier. Absolutely carries Bride of Chucky as far as the human performances go. Super important character. We don't need to see the return of Jade, but for the love of God, bring Jesse back. In fact, I saw that he visited the set sometime in like season 2, so yeah, never say never. This is a new character. We didn't even spend a whole lot of time with him, but I already love him. Wendell is A tier. I am so excited to see what else we can get from this character. Nika Pierce, I got some biases with Nika over time, but her legacy status, I can't give her anything under an A. A tier for Nika. Bailey, he's just a great callback. Not the best character himself. He's part of that awesome intro, though, so he has that. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in the C tier. The Peddler, as far as I go, that is a legendary character. He's the one that puts Chucky right into Andy's world. So as far as I'm concerned, that is an A tier, baby. All right, up next we got Phil. Phil is another one of those, like, God, you were such a fucking dick. I can't stand you, bro. But he's so entertaining in that character. Also, he's like Chud too and shit. And he's also in Chopping Mall. He's like the overnight guy. For all of that, I think I'm putting him in the B tier for sure. John Waters as Pete Peters. You know, he was all right. I love his death, but I'm feeling a strong C. Officer Preston, pretty annoying. Could have been anyone. You're D tier, bro. Oh, Randall. We love Randall this season. I thought he was really good. I'm gonna go ahead and put him all the way in the A tier. That is our best Devon Sawa yet. Except I'm also realizing that I also have Father Price here. So equal parts love. Boom, they could be together. Up next we got Nika's mom, Sarah Pierce. Honestly, fucking C tier. You're fine. We don't spend enough time with you. Sykes is pretty fucking funny. I enjoyed him. I like his scenes, but he doesn't feel the same as the other characters. I'm feeling a strong C. This surprises no one. We got Tiffany Valentine. Obviously, Tiffany is gonna go ahead and be an S tier. Sister Catherine, I love any character that is trying to help our main characters. So Sister Catherine, she immediately gets the A tier. I really liked her character, and I wish we could have gotten more from her. Sister Ruth is a C tier all day. I don't feel nothing about it. Oh no, this is Spencer Rhodes. Sorry, the other guy is Nathan Cross. This is Spencer Rhodes. Oof. Well then, yeah. Spencer Rhodes goes right in the fucking D list, right with this one. Just a perfect pair, because I don't care about either of you. All right, coming right along. I thought Samantha was really sweet. I liked her. Her ending was amazing. I'm going to go ahead and put her in the B tier, except that feels wrong when looking at the company she's in, so she's a C tier. Redman, it's unfortunate. I love his music, but I did not absolutely love him in this, so I'm feeling like a C tier, buddy. Teddy is another B tier. Protecting these kids. Stan is a pussy. We're going to put him right in C. That's why you don't get love, and you died like a stuffed pig. Ooh, doll Tiffany. Obviously, going to put her right next to her other Tiffany. That is S tier all day. Let's not kid ourselves. Timmy I quite liked. Jess was not crazy about Timmy, but I liked him. I liked him a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and put you in the B tier. Tony Gardner, come on now. A tier all day. That is, he is as legendary behind the scenes as Don and it's very, very cool that we got to see his character. Trevor, I did not care for Trevor as the bully, so we're just gonna go ahead and bully him by putting him in the D tier. Warren, we got Warren here. Warren's a B tier, baby. That is a B tier. Except it's not. It's totally an A tier. He is super entertaining. John Ritter, RIP. Love him in this. And last but finally not least, we have Doll Chucky himself. Who are we kidding? I can't get him up here. This is an S tier baby. Come here, that's number one right there. So there you have it, 106 Child's Play characters ranked. I'm very willing to fight anyone on my placement of these characters in the comments, so please come after me. But if you enjoyed this and you want to help other people find this video to enjoy it as well, please don't forget to like the video. And if you want more Chucky content like this from me, like I would love to do a tier list over the different dolls looks, like all of the dolls that we see at every point in the franchise, make a different tier list for that. Please let me know down in the comments below. I have a ton of Chucky content on my page, including episode reviews and movie reviews, though those are kind of old. I might redo those. Check those out, or if you want to keep up to date and check out my Chucky Season 3 retrospective, make sure you throw the bell on for that. It'll be very similar to my Tiffany video, so if you're one of the 20K who enjoyed that, you can look forward to my retrospective. For everything else, I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace, video creeps.